dancing into the final, showing what investment can bring. This generation benefiting from the FA's blueprint for brilliance, a talent revolution that's left the Lionesses one game from World Cup glory.
It's been a long, long journey. It's been many years in the making.
Now there's a sporting environment transformed from when the current stars were growing up.
When I think back to when I first saw, Kira and Georgia and LJ, and I mean, it was the game looked incredibly different, and that is just a reflection of the growth of the game. And the principles of what we did 10, 15, 20 years ago are no different, but we just are now in a really privileged position that we are able to afford them everything they need to be true professionals.
But England players believe they deserve a financial share of the success from the FA. A dispute over performance-related bonuses hangs over this historic run. But the boss of English football is prepared for talks to resume after Sunday's showdown with Spain.
Have they shown they deserve the bonuses? They deserve to be paid what they've earned?
Well, we'll get into that discussion with the players. If you step back, FIFA announced prize money relatively late going into the tournament, and that meant that we didn't have time to finalise our discussions with them.
Is it increasingly hard to sort of justify across women's football the fact players and the managers in the game are paid so much less than in the men's game?
Of course, we'd love to get to the point where everyone's paid the same, and I think that has to be the long-term goal. I think for the moment, though, if you look at the disproportionate revenue, then it is quite a big gap. Everyone's investing ahead of revenue, and that's the right thing to do.
The FA shares FIFA's aspiration for equal prize money, eventually. Currently, it's 4 times higher for the Men's World Cup. But for the first time at the Women's World Cup, every player should receive cash via FIFA, with £210,000 for each of the champions. The fear is the disparities in earnings will persist.
It's not going to happen overnight, and I think the only way it can happen is if the owners of the clubs restructure their pay salary. That's your starting point, because they're the ones who pay the salary for all their players as well as their managers.
Making a career out of playing football seemed impossible for women not long ago. The hope is Sunday's World Cup final will usher in a new dawn of spending on women's football. Rob Harris, Sky News, Sydney.